on, guys? Wesley here, grateful recovering addict. Journey towards recovery is taking a serious look into addiction today. We're going to talk with a young lady from Canada, and we're going to talk to my sister, and we're going to talk about some of the ways that families take on the addiction of the addict. I want you guys to pay attention. I really want you to like, share, subscribe, and please comment on this video, because we're going into the heart of addiction today, guys. We're going to find out what it's like when families, your loved ones, your friends, what do they feel? What are they feeling when we're selfish in our addiction? When we think it's just about us, you know? And there's a lot of pain inside involved in here for me too, because I was very selfish when I was in my addiction, you know, and I thought it was all about me, and it really wasn't. It was about my family that loved and cared for me, and you know, and some of my friends also. So, all right, guys. So, pay attention. Peace, love, sobriety. Gotta keep it.
Good morning. This is Michelle, and I want to talk this morning about what it's like to watch someone you love go through addiction. I'm Wesley's sister, his oldest sister, and I've watched Wesley go through his struggles and his battles with drug addiction for 33 years. It has been an up and down roller coaster for our family. I can't express to you how much I love my brother and how I've missed him during some of the most turbulent and milestone times, the triumphs and tragedies that a family goes through during lifespan. Wesley was not there for my baby sister's graduation from high school. He was not there when my mom had a quadruple bypass surgery. He was not there when my mom went into a coma and was in the hospital for 4 days. I mean, I could go on and on. He wasn't there when my other baby sister gave birth to her children, to her daughter. He was not there for my daughter that gave birth to her 3 children for my daughter's wedding. I mean, the list goes on and on. But the most important thing out of all of this is that at least he's alive. And I always felt like with him being alive, there was hope. But then within the past 2 years, I kind of gave up on that hope. I just kind of cast him off to the wind and said the next time I would see him will probably be in a box. And I had resigned myself to the fact that he would be dead. He would die of this addiction. That I wouldn't see him, that he wouldn't make it, because I couldn't imagine a person spending 33 years of their life in addiction. I was an addict, and still am an addict, to cocaine, but I've been sober now for 31 years now. But it hurts to see somebody you love go through that. So I can imagine that my addiction hurt my mom just as bad as it hurts with Wesley's addiction. There's guilt associated with being an addict and watching a sibling being an addict. You overcome the illness, or you overcome your addiction. You never overcome the disease. It is a disease. It will stay with you for the rest of your life. You cannot ever use again. Once you stop, you can never use again. But there is a guilt that comes with, watching an addicted sibling. Mine was horrific because I'm 15 years older than Wesley, and Wesley lived with me, and I kept cocaine in my house. Wesley found the cocaine and started using that. That's the guilt that I have to live with for the rest of my life. And I don't know if it was because that was the first time he used, or I don't know. But I still feel guilty for that because I didn't lead a good example for him as a big sister. There were signs that he was addicted, but as I stated, I was battling my own addiction at that time. And I thought that I was functioning. I never in my wildest dreams considered myself an addict, but we'll get to that later, as a lot of us don't. But yes, I was an addict. But there were signs like money was coming up missing in my purse. There were signs, but we choose to ignore these things when we are so busy in our own addiction. We don't see what's going on around us. This drug is horrible. This cocaine was a horrible, horrible drug. But I do want to say this. Looking back on 31 years ago, looking back, I can honestly say that there is hope for an addict. There is. But a family has to play a role. They cannot enable. There has to be tough love. Because when you're on mind-altering substances, you can't make good choices and decisions. You just can't. So the family has to be there to support that person, not to enable them. And what I mean by support is you have to make sure that that person gets to treatment. You have to make sure that that person stays involved in all of the resources that are available for them. You have to make sure that that person understands that this is not a walk that's going to be a 30-day or a 60-day fix. There's no magic wand to wave and say, you are going to be well. No. It's like having cancer. You either die from it or you overcome it. But it's still the possibility that it can come back. So if you understand that as a family member, then you will do everything you can to get that person to treatment. Even if it's 10 treatments, 20. That one time, they may say, I'm just so tired of it. I just surrender. And that's where we are right now in our family. We're so tired of not having our brother. My mother's so tired of not having her son that we have just surrendered and just said, listen, we want you to do this thing. We're here to support you. And we'll again do whatever is possible. But there's something about this last recovery part with Wesley that I know that he's really, I feel he really is going to do it this time. And I know some of the things that I have to do to encourage and stand by and support him. So with that being said, you have to know the person that you're dealing with and know what their triggers are and know when you got to know them so well that you know when they say, this is it for me.
If you or someone you love is suffering from addiction, please call Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA National Helpline. That's 1-800-662-HELP, 1-800-662-4357.
Good morning. First question is, what is it like seeing someone that you love going through addiction? I'd like to know the feelings. I'd like to know your concerns. What is it like in seeing someone that you really, truly love going through addiction and suffering from a pain and a disease that you really can't do anything about? You just can only pray and hope that they get help.
As a mother with a son who has an addiction problem, I feel useless. Like there is nothing that I do that helps. And it makes me feel less of a mom. Because when they're younger, you're their world and you can help them no matter what. But once they're older and the addiction sets in, it's not as easy to pick up the pieces, although you wish you could. It hurts so bad.
And the second question is, if there's anything that you can say or do to help someone that's going through the same things that you guys are going through, what would you say? What would you do? Thank you.
As a mother of an addict, my advice to other mothers would be, it's hard not to enable and do everything for them because that's what we do when they're younger, but it doesn't help them any. And as hard as it is, I've learned firsthand over the last 8 years. Also, it's not your fault. I'll explain that later on if Wesley gives me the chance, but it's not your fault.
And third, do you feel any guilt, or do you feel like any of this is your fault, what they're going through? Do you feel responsible at all for any of this that they're going through? If you do, please tell us why.
So, also having a son who's an addict, I've spent so much time feeling guilty. I still do. I think I always will. I do feel responsible because in the back of my head, a mother's supposed to make everything okay and everything all right and protect them from bad things or things happening to them. And this, I can't help him from. There's also things that I think you could have been a better mother, or you should have done this, or you should have done that. So it makes you feel guilty and responsible as well. I also know from being through this for many years, as I said before, I shouldn't. But I guess it's just human nature and part of being a mom and loving your children.
What's going on, guys? Your boy Wesley here, Journey Towards Recovery. You know, addiction is a serious thing. Drugs are a serious thing. This illness, this disease that we're going through is a serious thing. And for those that we've lost in the struggle, we have something on here on Journey Towards Recovery called the Angel's Corner. The Angel's Corner was designed for friends and families that we've lost in a battle. And if you're interested, or if you have someone that wants to actually be called to the Angel's Corner that you want to list on our show, on our website, all right, please hit me up at info@journeytowardsrecovery.org. That's info@journeytowardsrecovery.org. And we will list your angels and we put it in the corner on our show. Please. We can't win this. I can't win this alone. We got to do this together, you guys, and we're all in this together. It's a struggle that we go through. The Journey Towards Recovery is a battle that I'm taking on with as many people and as many addiction warriors as I can. All right? Take care, guys. Love you. Peace. Love. Sobriety.
Sinking, I'm sinking fast. Waking up, this heart of mine, this crazy love, it's you and I. Can you see? This was meant to be. So far from where we've been, we'll carry on the ties that never end, will bring us home again.
All right, check this out. Peace, love, sobriety. This your boy Wes, grateful recovering addict. When I say grateful, I mean grateful recovering addict. I'm coming to you live every Monday and every Thursday. Now I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and like, and I'm gonna need you to go ahead and share this to as many people as you know, especially the ones that are going through addiction, especially the ones that want to learn about addiction, especially the ones that really need to just see someone and talk to someone like me that's an expert on recovery, man. Let me tell you something. Been there, done that, and I'm moving on. Peace, love, sobriety, guys.